I think my playing career is coming towards an end, and I want to focus more towards coaching and develop as a coach. So I felt the timing in my work and my family life was right.
So sort of bittersweet memories here, of course. You have some great times and one or two which didn't go all your way, but overall your impressions of Jed and your time here?
Oh, I can't complain. It's in my opinion, it's one of the better clubs. Obviously I'm biased, but it's a small town, it's a good club, it fights above its weight most of the time. We've always been in the top 2 divisions in Scotland, which we're very proud of down here. And with a lot of good young players coming through, there's no reason why that can't continue.
What about this team spirit then that exists in Jed-Forest? We've seen it all throughout the season, plagued with injuries, but the people just get on with it and get on with the job, and you know, you finished high up the table and a great run in the Cup.
That's right, and I think probably because it is a small club, you know, we didn't have any foreign players for the last couple of seasons, so it was all local boys with a few boys from maybe Eyemouth and Berwick, places like that. But the nucleus of the boys, they all went to school together, they all grew up together, so it makes for a good team spirit. I think the style of rugby we play helps. We look to play with using the ball and using the width, so people are quite excited by the way we play. So I think that helps a lot, and it usually shows on the pitch. It comes across pretty well.
And the great thing about Borders Rugby, I think we've all said this, is the fact that you go out and see it, all of the teams, Jed, Kelso, it doesn't matter, and you've got local boys in there. That's
right, and it always makes a difference. If you're supporting a team or watching a team, if you know the guy, if he's your son-in-law, your grandson, or you know the person you went to school with, things like that, it makes a difference. Because club rugby isn't overly well supported in Scotland, and I think if you were to go down the route of some of the city clubs, the border teams would just fold because nobody would actually come and watch.
Now you're off to New Zealand, obviously. Apparently you're not going to be doing much playing, or if any at all, over there, but it's coaching now for you, is it?
Yeah, it's a similar role as what I'm doing here at the moment. I work as for East Lothian Council as a rugby development officer, so it's still a development officer working for Taranaki, which is obviously a professional side in the NPC, in the first division NPC in New Zealand. So it's working closely with them and trying to produce players for a professional side, which I'm pretty excited about. I think over here development it's good, but because there's a lack of pro teams, there's not always that real aim for pushing players, and so I'm pretty excited about working with a link to a pro side.
Presumably long term you're looking to come back here and who knows, maybe the Jed coach in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I want to get into coaching, and that's the main reason to go, is to try and learn as much as I can. I think if you want to be a very good coach, then you need to broaden your knowledge, and New Zealand's as good a place as any to go, I suppose, for that.
Now you've had a great career on the pitch as well, particularly for the Scottish Sevens side. Tell us about one or two of your highlights in your playing career.
No, I've been lucky with playing. The Sevens were great. We had a lot of great tournaments, travelling all around the world, playing in Commonwealth Games, playing in the Sevens World Cup in Hong Kong was a highlight. Beating England in Wellington Sevens was another. 15s, I was lucky enough to be a pro, both in Italy and for the Borders, so I loved being a professional. I loved playing the Sevens. It was just maybe unfortunate some of my injuries came at the wrong times and maybe cut short my 15s career, but as you say, I was very lucky in the Sevens and had some very good memories. Any regrets at all? Nah, I don't think I have any regrets. Disappointments, I suppose. As I say, getting injured maybe in my second season at the Borders, where I had a pretty bad groin injury. But playing wise, no regrets. Well, we're not finished with Laidlaws at Jed-Forest, of course. We've got Scott Laidlaw, who's very much involved this season, and also your younger brother Chris is coming along. That's right. Scott's obviously one of the senior players now, so he's a very important part of the first 15. Chris is quite a promising young player. He had a very bad leg break a couple of seasons ago, and he just sort of got back into playing at a sort of better level last season. So he's a good player. He'll take a bit of time to develop and come through. So it's disappointing we'll not get the 3 brothers playing maybe in the same team next season, but 2 will be quite enough, I think. And what about Roy? I mean, he's obviously a very proud man. Oh, I think so. He'll be happy to see Chris come down and see him, like his third son, to come down and play. So he's never pushed us towards rugby, but I think he'll be pretty happy that we're involved in sport. It gives you plenty to do, and in small towns it gives you a real focus off the pitch more than anything else.